kind of like both. It's like a getaway. Santa Monica. It's like it's right by the pier.
You live in Southern California, though.
No, I just have a Southern California phone number because I did something out there. And that was my first cell phone, so I just kept it. I kept the number.
What are you doing down there now?
We're gonna do some garage it's like a garage tour, and it's gonna be maybe like 10 of them. Got 13 days to do 10 of them.
A lot of high concepts. So you got 13 shows in 10 days, and then you've got these like 3 EPs coming out, and all the cards and everything. Like, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, just kind of throwing ourselves into it. At least I am. It's like, as soon as when I finish one thing, I wake up, do another thing. Just it doesn't stop. So just trying to keep it going. Just trying to keep it going, whatever it is. I mean, got to rest, but for the most part, yeah, it's just seeing what will pan out. And then what feels good. Chemistry. So it's a team of people working, and I haven't met all of them, but it seems to be coordinating things pretty well. At least I got a chance to talk to you. And there's some other things, some other interviews got coming up that I will hope to make too. If I can just keep going. All right.
So you don't have it all figured out by now?
I never have anything all figured out. Even if I thought I had it figured out, it would probably change, just like, well, I didn't say just like most things, but for me, if I feel like I got it figured out or I get overconfident or whatever, full of myself or something, and things can take another angle. I get put in my place by the universe or what have you. Either it goes really well. I said, I like you wanted to go that whatever it is to go well, but I'm not. I just try to concentrate on the health, and just trying to keep a healthy outlook, on it. Optimistic. I guess you could put it one way like that.
What's an example of the universe pushing back when you got overconfident?
Oh, well, time-wise, it's like every time I think that I'm on time, for something, then it's like I'm behind, I'm late, so I've been trying to, so when I'm trying to be on time, I think it's some Army, not Army riddle, but it's like if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. And if you're late, you're left or something. But it just from tour bus and a few things, I had a habit of trying to take things that I might need, and it's usually at the last second. But that's one example, and getting to the airport, like maybe some people need 2 hours, I might need 3, just little things that just kind of just in there, it's not major most of the time, but it could apply to anything, from something that like breaking a string on stage or something. I don't know. It's just, on when you really need that particular string, as opposed to like, it's fun to play with less than all the strings that are on the guitar. You come up with something different because all the strings are not on there. And maybe when you need, really, I could go. I mean, I can't think of them like that, But yeah, I mean, I can keep going, But it's just a general. I'm like the other shoe. waiting for the other shoe to fall or something. That's drop. That's kind of where I'm at a little bit, but I feel confident, most of the time, but more confident I feel, sometimes I take a step back and think about it.
I'm similar with overpacking or taking a little too long. Do you feel like just in general you're kind of an overthinker?
Definitely. Yep. I mean, yeah, I don't even know that how does overthinking just that word overthinking it's like wouldn't it be underthinking if you weren't really even thinking through or but yeah, overthinking definitely. Like even this, I mean, uh to try to make the interview, it's like, well, you hope for it to come out or go well, and what well is somebody is anybody's interpretation of it, um, and I just chooses to think that or feel that everything's going well, even like now, just as a general, even if I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. Yeah, so it's like overthinking. I try to just kind of squash it with it's good. It's good. I'm from from Cleveland. Got you got the Browns. Not to get into teams and stuff, and just to if they lose a lot. If they lose a lot, they lose a lot. I'm like, hey, what? They won the game. They won the game. If I'm from Cleveland, it's like even if they lost, somewhere. I'm just thinking like, hey, they won it. Just to be playing the game is a win. You because you get the shit beat out of you. Either way it goes, win or lose. Excuse me. Yeah,
I'm from Oakland. I'm an A's fan. I can relate to having had some pretty rough
yeah.
years, but
Didn't mean to bring it up, but just like to watch sports, period. But yeah, that particular one. So like, oh, okay, better example. Everybody's like, well, how was the show? Every time, if it's just like if I pick it apart, I met some people. Oh, I met one person that stopped playing saxophone because of that particular reason of just kind of nitpicking, going through the show, trying to explain to people what wasn't, what was, and it's going to be different every night. And really, I just started telling people they're all good. I mean, no matter what I felt, because I mean, before I used to be, I'm like, I could find just about anything, that's not perfect or whatever. I wasn't feeling this, so I'm not feeling that. But, generally, if somebody's asking me, well, yeah, we tore the roof off or something.
this person stopped playing sax because they became too overly critical. Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah. That's a better way of putting it. Yeah, overcritical, and something about that made him just. I mean, you told me that it just he lost the whole love for it. I mean, he didn't go into real detail. It was just in passing. I met this person, so. But it was just strange to hear somebody say that, and I was like, "Oh, okay." If it takes you, I didn't think it would take anybody to that, you know.
Yeah, and something that like comes up over and over again when people are talking about your story specifically is how young you were when you started. So, um, you know, it sounds like you maybe didn't even have time to have that self-critical. You just sort of jumped into things, it seems
Yeah,
like.
yeah. I wasn't thinking that I was gonna get picked up, you know. And then once you get a real taste of it, which I don't think I've tasted it all, but um, then it changes, you
You
know.
tasted plenty from where I'm sitting. You've tasted
Yeah,
plenty.
yeah. It's like, what the what, man? But to keep going, it's like you, I, you could say, I could say, I didn't sign up for this. It's like I really didn't sign up for anything. So I'm just out here, bumping around.
I'm going to ask you what is potentially a weird question, but perhaps not. Does the name Eddie and the Ant Mob mean anything to you?
Eddie and the Ant Mob. Just, I was asked a question the other day about Ed Robinson. It was this guy at a group called the Ant Hill Mob in Cleveland, Ohio. But
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about Eddie Hazel playing with his group. I just I met him. He's a lone bass player. He had a bass cab that said Ant Hill Mob on it. And he wasn't really a very good player, I mean, not avant-garde, and I mean, what can I say, but I was just starting. That's why we got together. I was young and he's talking to me and he's got some amplification. I got a little not many people were playing, but yeah, Ed Robinson happens to have, I mean, the same name as this guy, Ed Sparks, who the band seen me over his house at Ed Sparks. But Ed Robinson, he had his Ant Hill Mob. That was a separate thing. So the two Eddies somehow morphed into this Eddie and the Ant Hill Mob thing, which I think they're talking about Ed Sparks, you know, now you got a whole nother story, but Ed Sparks was a guy that walked my cousin and I uh, into public hall when we first seen Funkadelic. Um, bring on they were the, the act that came on before Bloodstone. I think they had the song was Natural High. Something take this guy on Natural High, and we seen I think Standing on the Verge was just and Cosmic Slop was just being released. But yeah, they went to the after party that Ed Sparks happened to throw that night, and we were rehearsing with him. And so I think those two names, just the Eddies, just got. I thought you were gonna say Eddie
That's
Hazel
so
or something,
funny.
but yeah, but Ed, the one Ed had a group called the Anthill Mob, and then
Do you know why the Anthill Mob's been coming up lately? Do you know what
no,
that's
I
from?
don't. I haven't even been Clinton for a while.
I'll tell you exactly. I'll tell you what it is. Because obviously, like I like to do, a little bit of like research, looking up, and um, there's see, now I have to find the name of it. Now that we're talking about it, there's a record that came out. There's hang on just a second. Let me find this. Eddie and the Anthill Mob. Yeah. So let's see. It's a record called The Number Runner Part 1
Wow,
by Anthill Mob.
wow, never heard of it.
And
Yeah,
one of the players on it is credited as Michael Hampton.
wow. Somebody, and I haven't even heard. I mean, if I did something, I didn't know it was going to get another name. You know, I think, I mean, that's what they do sometimes. You record something in the studio and they named it one thing and then somebody gets a hold of it and releases another name. Um, I'd be interested in hearing it. I mean, since it's coming up like that, but yeah, I don't,
I'll send it to you after we're done. But it's funny. I think part of the reason why people are really interested in it, people who know your stuff and know Parliament stuff, is because obviously, again, you're 17 when you joined the group, but you didn't. What prior to that? Obviously, I was going to say what you're doing. You were going to high school. It's probably the answer to that question. But were you playing around at all? Were you playing music?
not like just practicing mostly. I think the furthest it got was just playing at like the little bars and that were actually the musicians union were kind of like they were on a list of musicians union list of not places not to play. Like they were unfair, but so we got in the back door. The young,
You were a scat.
back in the days, scabbing, and you know, they they think that you're okay, you play okay when you're really young, so you get like a little piece of a tune here and a couple couple guys that play, you can kind of get away with a lot, it's just because you're younger, So, but yeah, not a lot. I played in high school, like the stage band, and that was pretty much it. I didn't really do a lot of shows.
I think what's remarkable, and obviously when you're that age, maybe it, time, it's a cliche, but time moves faster, obviously, as we get older. And it's probably felt like a longer time when you're younger, but you learn to play the guitar at 13. I saw you say recently,
Yeah.
You're sort of playing around at 15, and then 17, you kind of, as you said, had this backdoor audition for this huge band. And that's 4 years.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was practicing just day and night and day. I'd practice a lot. That was kind of, but basically that was my whole approach at it, was to be practicing when I thought somebody wasn't. So I was trying to get ahead somehow, playing and yeah, they had the battle of the bands somewhere in the high school, but not everybody could play a whole bunch of anything, like, I mean, no virtuoso stuff, but I really just trying to practice and get my fingers in shape and get those blisters to turn into calluses. And yeah, so just at it. I was practicing a lot, but I only was concentrating on a few songs, and Maggot Brain was one of them, and that's what most people wanted to hear me play in my neighborhood, or at some point it was like, you had to play something that somebody knew you were familiar with to prove that I could play, So it was some other tunes that I played along with, but they weren't like that one, It might have been Summer Breeze, some Ernie Isaac or something like that.
What's amazing to me, again, obviously it sounds like Maggot Brain was like huge, that Parliament was already really big in your neighborhood at the time, that was what was being requested from the kids. But, I have to assume that George is getting members in from James Brown's band. I have to assume like he keeps a pretty tight ship, right? I mean, you've got to be a really good player to keep up with those guys.
I suppose, yeah, I mean, either that or you, or you had like a high tolerance for, being funky.
You wear a diaper?
No, yeah, no, I didn't get to the diaper. I got some shorts on, but yeah, I mean, I, yeah, it was I don't know how to label them, but yeah, let's say very unique players, not just talent wise, but just lifestyles, coming together. I don't know who, when I first, the first concert I went to, played the Capitol Center, there was like all these musicians in the locker room, and yeah, they were in the shower playing trumpet upside down. The guy, they all looked pretty. It was like a carnival. It's like running away to join the circus or some shit, you know. But yeah, I had no idea where he got the players. I mean later on, I figured it out that it's pretty much interchangeable. I mean, as far as a tight ship, I guess it's like if it's not his way, it's the highway or something. That's about as tight as I could I could spell that one. But I mean, as far as musically, like Junie Bernie and Junie, when they came with the band, it was it was more, orchestrated rehearsals and stuff like that. So they were tight, Junie being from his Ohio Players thing, and Bernie from his classical background, what have you. But when they did the arrangements, on the for the live shows, then it got like tighter, like as far as the tight ship thing. I'd say um, some other bands like James was a lot tighter, than James Brown from what I heard. But yeah, yeah, tight ship. It could apply to a lot of things. Don't smoke that. Don't drink this.
God, I'm thinking what I was like when I was 17 and imagining myself being sort of like thrust into that environment. I mean, it must have been wild.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I can't remember half of it.
Yeah. Yeah. So in terms of, the kind of the first time the band splits apart, is it immediately, was it clear immediately what you were going to do? I mean, obviously you were going to continue playing music.
No, it wasn't clear. It's never.
Wasn't clear.
Yeah. I mean, um, most of the things is just kind of, you just don't see some but people come back out and you don't really know if they're coming back. And usually they're open to come back. I mean, they might have ran into a snag or something like that, a disagreement or some life problems. But yeah, I would say that everybody's, even though you might not see them playing, they're still in the band. It's like they're still considered a member of the group or something. Yeah, because
In like the early 80s, right? Things kind of like maybe fizzled out and you were doing some that you had to go and do some other projects, some solo stuff. Is that right?
well, whatever I could do, I think I might have been working for. I was working for UPS for a minute. You
Mm.
know, not the name drop, but um, I just and I mean, I just kept playing little odd gigs, weekend warrior stuff. What something comes up, but nothing on a grand scale of touring. Actually wound up out here in Long Beach, out in California, Long Beach, California, and got with some guys, Donnie Sterling, and it was a group called Kiddo, and they had a song called "Try My Lovin'," which I was just on the album cover of this thing, but it was structured to be something that was going to go further. And it ended up, I think that Atomic Dog came out, and then I rejoined or, went out on tour with the Parliament-Funkadelic again, but yeah, that's one of the things that I had done. And yeah, I could, this was, what else? Oh, I got with Delight for a minute. I don't know if that was the 80s, but I was trying to think of,
So that's a Bootsy connection,
yeah, I'm just
right?
thinking of things I was a part of that, I wasn't touring. I did something with Ryuichi Sakamoto over in England. It was like it was just a one time, one show, and he flew a lot of people in. I think he had his keyboard player. He had some young ladies from another island of Japan, and like three of them playing something. Manu, yeah, it was a conglomeration of a lot of musicians doing this one thing. It seemed like a diplomatic type thing.
Like a UN kind of.
I don't know what it was, what they were trying to put on, but yeah, it was a week rehearsal for one show, so yeah, I'm still not quite sure what that was. I remember the this guy, One Drop, I think it was One Drop Scott. He was a percussion player, and it was rumored that his father was Blackula or something. It's like something, like in that the old movie, right? And I'm like, okay, that's a first hearing that in the group.
Son of
Yeah,
Blackula.
yeah, Kiddo. It was somebody. Fats Domino was one of the guys, the sax player. Some I think it was Fats Domino. Was it Thrill on Blueberry Hill guy? Um, is related to him somehow. It was yeah, got together with some people that probably would normally meet up with unless I had started with the group. But yeah, I can't remember the other little side things. It's just kind of whatever they were. Maybe Bill Laswell was in there. I don't know. No, it's just odd sessions.
Delight, Bootsy was involved, so that connection makes sense. Do you know how you got connected with Ryuichi Sakamoto?
That's that's no, no. I think it was it, yeah, it could have been through. Oh, it could have been through Bernie. So I think we had did something be- before, but not. I know we had things just like running together. So it might not have been that. It could have been like entertainment company, a booking agency, and they I always think that they went down the list and it was like, well, I guess we have to use Mike. Yeah, I don't think I was a top player for something like that. But they were reading charts and stuff. But yeah, it could have went through a, a number of people that are just to like have booking agency, and somebody might have just gave my name, and you know, I'm trying to think of it. It had something to do with Bootsy too, because it's like I know they knew one of the guys that worked with the company. They were familiar with Lady Cure and Bootsy and all that, you know. So yeah, it's some things just fall into. They just call you up, and I wasn't doing much. But
You weren't doing much, but also, one of the things that strikes me is as I'm looking, I mean, and obviously I would include Parliament in this too, but the projects that you've taken on since is that you'll throw yourself into something no matter how different it is, how unique it is. In fact, it seems like that's part of the draw for you.
yeah, I mean circumstances, it's a little chemistry, and just have to just feel it out. I really hard for me to say no to anything without trying to find out. And even then, still trying to find a way to make it work, even if I'm not totally on board. Go Actually, I don't even try to find anything, that I don't like. It has to just be chemistry. Be open for anything new people want to get together and do. Sometimes I mean, even if it's not that perfect, it's okay. I mean, I probably wouldn't say anything. I wouldn't bring it up. But if I haven't been on some things, it doesn't mean that we, we didn't have good chemistry. Maybe the chemistry I'm referring to is just the timing of us having the same amount of time at the same time on the same page type stuff, whatever, and it being in the same type of mood to try to create something in the studio, or wherever we are. I should be, not say should, would have, could have, but I would like to keep um, something with me to record all the time, but um, I don't want it to get damaged. I guess it wouldn't matter if it's just something that's inexpensive. But yeah. Anyway, I haven't pursued that, but I probably would have to record with or work with people right when I seen them. Like if it was on tour, because trying to get it together after that, it's like I missed some opportunity, right? If somebody's right there, in the same space, or you're in theirs, and it's like, hey, let's do something. I got the stuff up in the room. I got the studio. Let's lay it down, and it's a session, and it's not like you gotta fly eons, or go back and forth with the tracks and the stems, which are part of this into the public domain. That they can use the stems off of any of the tracks, and maybe they can come up with something different, or I'm sure they could come up with something different if they have the time or they want to. Um, I'm kind of skipping around here. It's just, so the trading cards, a lot of trading cards with the QR codes on them, you know, um, and then they download the QR code. I think it's a different one for each song, and I don't know, how good is it? Hey, you play cards? Say, listen, it's the first for me doing this. I
Well,
have to
yeah,
say,
it's a first for anybody doing
yeah.
that, I think. I've
Oh,
never
okay,
seen
yeah.
that before.
I forgot. It's like I thought I was late to this too. It's like no, everybody's they just okay. We're on the same page there. But yeah. So we're doing the 10 dates, 10 dates out here, the 13 days, and there's I just got back from um like well Austin got canceled with George Clinton and P Funk, the Parliament-Funkadelic, and then I think we did Arkansas, Houston, and Dallas. Like there was yeah, the House of Blues. I think it was two House of Blues or something. Yeah, I'm just going back before I got out here to start this and ended up doing something with this guy 13. He did something at the Echo Club in Austin, and he did a cover of one of the songs like "Hit It and Quit It," which I kind of do a little flavor of it in one of the tracks. Um, see what so the cards, if I may say, the cards be with me when I'm out doing live stuff, so people can get in like that, and then of course so they do shows, I mean, like the P Funk shows or something. I might have some with me with that, but mostly with the shows that we're doing out here for right now.
Whose idea were the cards?
Well, Phil Artist at cut, yeah, Philip Smith, Philip. He has a bunch of different aliases here, but yeah, Philip the Artist. Yeah,
Yeah.
and forget the other young man's name. It's actually putting them together, doing the technical part of it, you know, and yeah, that's pretty much their idea. Close I got to anything like that is seeing the cards, like if they were like Pokemon cards or Metal Blade, what are kids? Because I watch, watch a lot of cartoons, but I do I like anime a lot, and the guy Jonathan Rowe is the guy that did the tech part, the QR codes and stuff like that. Yeah, he's in New York now, but
You're introducing the idea of well, one, like a physical product, and two, scarcity, which are things that we don't really have much anymore now that everything's on Spotify.
Oh, yeah. I think I remember hearing that part of it, which kind of goes with I have like a collection of guitars and stuff like that, but I never, like promote them like, okay, I played this one, um, back in whatever date, if anybody's interested in stuff like that. And then, the longer you hold on to it, I don't know who really wants it. I'm not trying to hold on to them like that, but it's nice to know that, when you're collecting some things that they have some more of a value than what I seen today. Well, I seen a 70s Strat being sold for like $90. And I think I started on a 70s type of a Strat because I had this Framus and it wasn't up to speed as far as and they, at the time, back in the 74, they just bought me like a Sunburst Stratocaster, which ended up getting all tricked out and, try to modify it a little bit with the three Damasio's and putting on the left-handed neck, on the right-handed body and a bunch of rhinestones, which I love rhinestones. If somebody had made a duplicate of that, I call it like the Earth Tour Strat, which is on the P-Funk Live. We landed the Mothership and all that. But that's going back to that day.
I don't know if this was intentional on your end, this idea of obviously like public domain, but also the stems and people being able to use and repurpose the stems, I think really kind of maybe goes back to what it was that really brought Parliament back, right? Were those samples, right?
The samples,
that really
right?
Gave it that second life. Is this kind of a bit of an homage to that?
Yeah, I could say that I wasn't quite sure, but what it was reminding me of. But yeah, exactly. And then, in fact, it's pretty much practically free. It's like the Grateful Dead and not to drop their name or any other groups out there that just kind of put stuff out. Like oh no, they let you record
Yeah.
the concerts instead of like, hey, where you going with that tape recorder? And you get I guess get a lot of publicity just out of that by word of mouth, and people still probably holding on to some cassettes. I got an old cassette, of when my cousin and this other drummer were younger and just, we used to tape everything and thought it was cool at the time. When I listen to it now, it was so distorted that you can hardly make it out because it had the microphone. We wanted to make it so hot, and that it disappears actually, But yeah, I appreciate you us getting together like this. I know Howard did. He's he works a lot. I mean, like 24/7. I guess we all even you kind of we talk a little bit alike. I said you might, so now I feel a little bit more. I'm trying to get used to just doing the interviews. So, yeah. I hope you could hear most of what I was saying, and if it's something else that we could talk about at another time, get up with me. I
Let
just
me ask you one more question before you go.
okay. Go ahead.
What animes are you watching right now?
What anime? What did I
Yeah.
watch? Ah, what is that? The one that I really like is oh man, what was that? Um, sad. But I'll just tell you which one I really enjoyed. Demon Slayer, that Demon Slayer one. I really enjoyed that, and I'm probably more. I like the mech head, type thing, but if you could call it that. But yeah, it was the Demon Slayer was cool, and then back in old school, Kashan, Robot Hunter. That started with Astro Boy when I was younger.